I'm super excited to be filming a video today for you guys. This video is going to be all about raising backyard chickens in the city for beginners. I'm still a beginner myself, but I adopted 5 baby chickens on February 13th. Well, that's when they arrived in the mail to the post office. I ordered my chickens through mypetchicken.com, and honestly, when I was thinking about getting chickens, I just Googled where to order chicks, and My Pet Chicken was the first website that came up, and I just got really lucky, and they have been awesome to work with. And I ordered mine in January and they arrived February 13th, which, if you didn't know, chickens can last up to 3 days in the mail when they're first hatched. They're actually born with some of the remaining yolk in their stomach, which is how they get nutrients through their little trip through the mail to the post office. And so I was at work when they arrived to the post office, and they just called me on my cell phone, just telling me that my chickens had arrived, and I went to the post office and picked them up, which I'll insert a Snapchat video that I took of that in this video. So sorry for the vertical Snapchat edited video. Okay guys, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. The chicks are here and I cannot believe how adorable they are. Okay, you ready? Oh my gosh. Oh, hi little ones. Oh my gosh, hi. But I was so excited to get them. At the time, My Pet Chicken had a 8 chick minimum on the order because it was a really cold time of the year, so chicks kind of need each other to stay warm. But now, since it's warmer weather and springtime, then I think My Pet Chicken just has a 3 chick minimum. But at the time, I had to pick 8, and I ended up giving I ended up giving them 3 of them away to a friend of mine that had a farm, and I just kept 5 because in my city limit, the limit is 6 chickens and no roosters. If I had a rooster, my neighbors probably wouldn't be very happy with me. So my chicks are honestly so quiet. They just turned 9 weeks old on Tuesday. I'm filming this video on Sunday, so they'll actually be 10 weeks old this week, which is so exciting, and I've loved having them. They've honestly been super low maintenance, which I wasn't expecting, and I think when you first think about getting chickens, you might be worrying about, will they be hard to take care of, and if you're gonna know what to do. But honestly, there was so many resources out there for me. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, sort of like the one that I'm making today, and it gave me a lot of confidence to just do it. What I probably won't do next time, I actually still live with my mom, and I did not tell her that I had gotten the chicks, so that was a big surprise to her. I just kind of showed her the box of the chicks when they arrived, and fortunately she was excited. I knew she loved animals too, so it worked out okay, but probably don't do that if you're me. I wouldn't do that. I don't recommend that. Definitely make sure it's okay with your family members, because it definitely is a big investment to make, and if you're getting them in the winter like I did, they're gonna have to stay in a room in your house for a while in a brooder box. So I'll get all into that about essential things that you'll need when the chicks get here. But really, I just wanted to make a video today for anyone that also lives in the city. I live on a main road in a downtown city, and I have just a regular backyard. I don't live on a farm. I don't live on a lot of land. I have dogs and cats, and I just thought it would be helpful to make a video for anyone that might be living also in a suburban city area that is thinking about getting chickens, but maybe you're not sure, or maybe you just need some advice. And I just wanted to make this video today because my experience has been awesome, and yeah, so let's get into it. Like I said, I ordered my chicks on mypetchicken.com. So I want to talk about all the supplies that you'll need when your first chicks arrive. I think that it's best if you already have your heating plate or heat lamp already set up at least a whole 24 hours before your chicks arrive. With My Pet Chicken, they'll give you a tracking label, and it will kind of it'll tell when they've shipped, it'll tell an estimated delivery date, but it really could be anywhere between Monday to Wednesday of that week that you've selected on your shipping date. And so some of the essentials that I would say are absolutely necessary when you're getting your chicks. I had just a big plastic tub, and I put down puppy pads, which you can do puppy pads, you can do paper towels. A lot of people do paper towels because when you're putting your chips or I actually used hemp bedding, which is a better option. I actually learned this through a Instagram influencer who has a lot of chickens, but hemp bedding is actually better for chickens because it's less dust and it's less prone to giving them any like sinus or allergy symptoms, and I thought it smelled a lot better too. So it wasn't that stinky in the room, but I put down puppy pads in my bin, and then I put the hemp bedding, just a small layer of that. And then I went to Tractor Supply and I got a 1 quart water, and I ordered from Amazon a metal plastic feeders with a sliding top, and I loved having that because it made cleaning really, really easy. On top of that, I actually ordered a heating plate off of Amazon too, and I read a lot of things about heat lamps and how they can be really dangerous in the house if they were to catch fire, and I didn't want to risk any of that because I live in a really old house. So I got this Eco Glow Safety 600 off of Amazon, and this was awesome because as the chicks grew, then I could adjust the legs to get higher as they grew so they could all fit under there, and it was awesome. So yes, honestly, the chick heater plate was awesome from Amazon. I can definitely put a link down below for that. It wasn't terribly expensive. It was a perfect size. I think it fit up to like 15 chicks if you needed it to. So that was great. And chicks need to start off at about 95 degrees when they first are born. And then they can go about 5 degrees lower each week as they grow. And you definitely want to adjust them to get them ready for that outside temperature once they're ready to go outside. The chicks need to stay inside for about 6 weeks because they are definitely not ready for the outside temperatures. They need that warmth, especially if you're in a colder environment when you get them. Since I was working 8 to 5, I wasn't able to check on them every couple hours, and you'll see a lot of resources that you need to check on your new baby chicks about every 2 to 3 hours. That wasn't realistic for me since obviously I had to be at work, but what I did do was I checked on them in the morning before I left for work, made sure, you always want to make sure that they have clean, fresh water, and make sure their food doesn't have any poop in it. And then fortunately I live about 10 minutes from where I worked, so I was able to come home on my lunch break to check on them, but I know everyone doesn't have that luxury, so if you're able to set them up really well while you're gone all day at work, then that's awesome. If you have someone at home that can check on them for you, then that's great too. So this is Pepper Ann. All she wants to do is sit on my shoulder and peck my face. Hi, Pepper. But she's trying to pick my eyeball. It's kind of scary. What are you gonna do? She sees the eggs, I think. The night, and then just make sure that all their food and water was good, and that, you always want to make sure that they don't have pasty butt, which if you haven't heard of pasty butt, it's just when their poop gets stuck to their vent. So if you see that, it's something you want to get rid of immediately. They can die within 24 hours if it's not checked because they don't have any way to poop or pee. And we all know that chickens only have one hole, so this could be really, really making them really, really sick. So all you have to do is get a Q-tip and just run some warm water under it and just kind of wipe their butt. I know it sounds kind of gross, but it's something you'll definitely have to do if you're planning to get chicks. So that is that. Honestly, that's about it for their first 6 weeks. There is something called coccidiosis, which I will insert a picture of the medicine that I ordered and the Vet RX, which are just 2 things that are good preventative medicines to have on hand. Coccidiosis is basically an infection that chicks can get when they eat their own poop. So if you have bedding and they don't always really know the difference between food, their bedding, and their poop. So you'll know if they have coccidiosis if you notice that there's some blood in their poop. Fortunately, I never had to deal with this, but I did order Corid, which is the medicine that clears this up, just to have on hand in case that did happen. So I always kept that, and then I ordered this Vet RX solution that if you start to notice that they're wheezing or sneezing, it's just you basically insert it into their nose, and that can clear up like colds and any like little sicknesses like that they may get when they're little. So I'll insert 2 pictures of those 2 things because they're good medicines just to have on hand just in case. Never had to use them yet, fortunately, but anyway, those are the things that I liked, and I'll also insert a link to the food that I used. I actually used the chick feeder that My Pet Chicken had listed on their website, which is from a brand called New Country Organics. They loved it. They seemed to eat it so fast, and it was soy free, just supposed to be a lot healthier for them than like a regular commercial brand of chicken feed. But really, I think, if you're on a budget, I'm certainly on a budget now. It's not something I can continue doing, getting organic feed for them. But Tractor Supply definitely has great options of chick feed and starter. Something else I did with their water, I read that putting apple cider vinegar in their water was just a good preventative thing for them to stay healthy. It also is said to help prevent mites and just overall keep their whole system healthy and giving them some probacteria, I think that's what it's called. But yeah, I still do that to this day, and they're about 10 weeks old, like I said, but I still put just a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar into their water, and they seem to love it. So I might not keep doing it forever, but it seemed to work, and they've been super healthy since they were little. So those are some of the things that I bought to start out with when they first arrived. It can definitely be scary. They're really so cute and tiny, and I was so worried about them. I checked them so often, and you'll hear that chickens are really addicting to watch. So I really love just sitting by them and watching them run around and eat and drink, and they're just the cutest little things. There's this thing called chicken math, which unfortunately I'm not in a place to succumb to chicken math because I just can't, but they say that you will get addicted to having chickens, and you may say that you're just going to start out with 5 or 6, and then one day you have 30 and then 60. Chickens are awesome. Unfortunately, I'm not in a place where I can have that amount of chickens, but I can definitely understand it because they are really, really funny, and I've learned so much about chickens that I never thought I would learn. And just like chickens have huge personalities, and they have a pecking order, so there's a queen bee in the flock. But yeah, I've loved it. So that is the first things that you'll need if you're wanting to start out with chickens. So let's get into number 2. So the second thing I want to talk about with chickens is the different breeds that you can choose from when you're deciding on what kind of chicken to add to your flock. I chose 4 different breeds, and I'm going to insert a video that I took introducing a couple or 2 or 3 of my breeds. I wasn't able to introduce all of them because they are really hard to get your hands on. They are super flighty and just active right now, which is a good thing. But I ordered 4 different breeds from My Pet Chicken. My Pet Chicken was awesome because they give a really good overview of the breed. When you're looking at the different breeds on the website, they say what their temperament is, how many like eggs a week they're prone to laying, whether they're good in a hot or cold environment. So you're definitely going to want to take all these things into consideration when you're choosing what breeds you want. So, you know, if you live in Alaska, definitely don't get an Ancona, which is one of the breeds that I got, because they are not as cold hardy, so they would not do well in an environment like that. They originated from Italy, and they're just a lot better in a hot environment. So that is one of the breeds that I got because I live in a really hot state. So the Ancona is one of the first breeds that I got. It's a black and white speckled bird. They lay purely white eggs and about 5 eggs a week, so they're really high production layers. The second breed I got was a German Bielefelder, and this bird is a dual purpose bird, so you know they can be used for either meat or eggs. They originated from Germany, and hence the name, but they are really docile birds. They're really sweet and friendly. My Bielefelder, her name's Nutmeg. She is a really sweet breed, and I'll insert some videos that I took introducing her. So that's all I'll say about her. Guys, this is Nutmeg. She's a German Bielefelder. She will lay like a medium dark brown egg, and sometimes people describe it as like a rose gold, which I think it sounds really pretty. Nutmeg is also my second sweetest and calm chicken, and she's always been like that. Bielefelders are known to be really good chickens because they're a good dual purpose breed and they almost never go broody, so she'll never really sit on her eggs too long, which is good. She's also really good in like both climates, so summer and winter, and they say that she'll lay throughout the winter and the cold months. So that can be good, but I also have heard some things that Bielefelders have like a 2-year laying period where they're really good layers, but after that maybe 1 to 2 year range, then they start to decrease in their egg production. But she's a really sweet chicken. I also think she'd be a really beginner friendly chicken. So yeah, this is Nutmeg. I love her a lot. She's really nice. Say hi. The third breed I got was a Swedish Flower Hen. I wasn't able to introduce Dorothy as much because she is also a very independent, more flighty bird, so it's really hard for me to hold her. Okay, so I might not be able to get these 3 guys in my hands for very long because they don't love to be held quite as much. But the speckled one right here, the kind of brown and gray one, that is Dorothy. And she is a Swedish Flower Hen. They are apparently a sort of endangered breed originating from Sweden, obviously, hence the name. But she is really, really beautiful. Once she starts laying, she'll lay like a large to extra large kind of beige tinted egg. And they're supposed to be really great layers, but Dorothy is definitely the more independent one. When they're out foraging, they like to just kind of go off by themselves, but she's sweet. And then the 2 black and white ones right here that is Florence over there, and then that is Pepper Ann. These are Anconas. They are originated from Italy, and they are probably the most flighty, like energetic birds. So I have a harder time getting my hands on them, but they're gonna be laying white eggs once they start laying. So they're supposed to be really high production layers as well. But yeah, this is Florence and Pepper Ann over there. Florence has been a little bit slow to get in her feathers, but they're both doing really well, and they do really well in a mixed flock as well. The fourth breed I got was a blue splash Maran, and this is probably one of my favorite breeds of the four that I got. Charlotte is so sweet and just curious and very friendly. She'll come right up to me. But Marans are really cool because they actually lay the darkest brown egg out of any of the other chickens. Now, a blue splash Maran's egg won't be quite as dark as a black copper Maran, but they are going to have really beautiful brown, dark speckled eggs. So I'm really excited to see her eggs when she starts laying. And I also have a video of her, so I'll insert that as well, introducing Charlotte. Okay, so I wanted to introduce you guys to Charlotte. She is a blue splash Maran, and she is the tamest of all the chickens that I have. She's got a little dirt on her beak. But she lets me hold her like this for a long time, honestly. She loves to be pet. So this breed of chicken actually lays the darkest brown eggs. She's talking a lot. She has a lot to say. But Marans lay the darkest brown color of eggs, and they originated from France. And there's like, apparently James Bond in the James Bond movies, he would only eat Maran eggs, which is kind of funny, but she's beautiful. She's got these pretty like blue splashes down her back. She's really just the tamest chicken. I think if you're just starting out, Marans are a really great chicken to get because they're really easy to care for, kid friendly, really calm, gentle personality, very curious. When she was a baby, she was always like the most curious and would come out to see me every time I came out into the room. But yeah, she's awesome, and she also is always the fastest to get the worms. She sees herself. But yeah, so this is Charlotte. I love her. She's a great breed to start out with if you're new to this. So yeah, say hi. But so did I say all four? Yeah, those are all the breeds that I got. I've been really happy with them. They're all so sweet. I really socialized them at the beginning. I spent some time with the chicks every single day, which has made them very sociable, very friendly. I really recommend doing this because if you don't, they're probably not going to be as friendly. They're not really going to come right up to you, let you hold them unless you really spend that time just holding them when they're little. And I also really think feeding them treats when they're little and also as they grow up really makes them want to come to you. They're very food motivated. So funnily enough, chickens love scrambled eggs. I know it sounds weird, but it's actually really good for them, and it provides them some extra protein. It can be a backup feed if if you have one day that you're out of feed and you need to get some more. And scrambled eggs are actually a really good substitute for protein for your chicks, and they go crazy over it. So I also have a video of them eating scrambled eggs just to show proof. I know it sounds weird, but it's good for them and they love it. You're getting excited. I wasn't kidding, you guys. They love it. So lastly is chicken care. Now that they're 9 weeks old, I've moved them outside. They spend all of their time outside. I ended up finding a chicken coop off of Facebook Marketplace. I spent so long looking for a chicken coop. I saw a lot of ones on Facebook Marketplace, on Wayfair, Tractor Supply, but all of the reviews were that the material just wasn't good quality and they didn't really hold up after 6 months to a year in weather. Because you got to think, chicken coops are outside all the time, withstanding all sorts of weather, rain, snow, thunderstorms, all of that. And you want your chickens to be safe. So I really didn't think I wanted to get one off of a website like that, just because I really wanted something durable. So my coop has 4 doors on it. It's a tractor coop. So the good thing about this is that it's really easy to pick up and wheel around the yard wherever you want it to be. So if you wanted to wheel it over to a new patch of grass that they haven't fed on, then that's the benefit of having a tractor coop. I would prefer if there was a door on the outside that was easier to let them free range, because I've just been opening the doors and kind of letting them come to me. This is the inside of their coop. We've got 2 nesting boxes over there. You can see I need to clean it out, but that is their roosting bar up there. As for like cleaning it out, it really can be done like once a week or once every 2 weeks, but it's actually not as stinky as you might think it is. You've got a nice hook under here, and once they start laying, this will be a really nice box for me to be able to just get the eggs out this way. So and then over here, this is the main door that I use to put their water in there, and just I'll reach around through here to, there's Florence, to close out their coop every single night. Alright guys, I want to thank you so much if you made it through this video. I know that was a ton of information, but I hope after watching it you feel more prepared to raise your own chickens in your backyard, especially if you live in the city. I hope this video helps you feel a lot more confident about doing it. Still, definitely do your research, but please let me know if you have any questions in the comments. I'll try to answer them and give a lot of resources and some links in the description. So also let me know if you want me to make another video about chickens. Maybe I'll make another one when they actually start laying, and I don't know, anything really. So I hope you like this video, and good luck with your chickens. Thanks.